Today we will discover how we can use React, how can we install the React to our local device and make some changes into the application, and we will see the results. We will run the React application in our device and see the changes on our browser. As I said, React is the JavaScript library for building user interfaces. It's really powerful library and it's really commonly used by many big companies. So let's start with the first thing. Here, as you see, there is a createreactapp.dev is the website. I will add that to the comments section. So when you go to that page, you will see this page is at the beginning. And when you click Get Started, there is a building your app and there is a adding a TypeScript. So here, if you want to create your application from the beginning and the application, if not existing, you can just use that script here. But if you have already a React application and you want to add the TypeScript itself, you can install these packages which is shown here. So let's create from the beginning. So I don't have any application with React right now. So on the terminal, we need to check, do we have the node installed already? So you can make it with node -v. So we see the node version here, and after that, you need to, if you want to use the yarn command here, you just need to check, do you have the yarn already installed your system? So when we paste our command here, I will change the application name to React test like this, and you can change to anything you want. It is defined here as a my app, and you can change it to anything you would like to. So it is adding the packages, fetching the packages and linking them right now. It is resolving the packages now. We will see in a very second our application. Yeah, it is successfully created our test application, React test application, and we can say cd React test, and we can open our editor here. So our editor has been opened, and you see our folders and files came through there. So I would like to go through them one by one. So let's start with the node modules. Node modules is where our packages has been installed. The packages, I mean, which is defined here. So we have the testing library for the React. So we have the testing library user events, types for the jest, types for the node, types for the React, and types for the React DOM. Since we are using the TypeScript, we have also React 18, React DOM 18, 18.1, 18.1, React scripts and TypeScripts. Also we have the web vitals. So there is another thing we are using with React scripts here. As you see, our start, build, test, and eject functions depending on these React scripts package. So we have also our ESLint configuration for React app, also for the React app jest. So we will cover the tests later on, but you don't need to worry that much for the jest and the tests libraries here. So we discovered our package.json file. So let's go to README. As you see, it is showing us the Facebook Create React App application directory. Also, we can see when we start the application, we can see it in our localhost 3000. Yarn test runs the tests. Yarn build builds all of our application, and the build is minifies the file names include the hashes, and so our application will be ready for the deploy. So yarn eject also, we will not cover this in the tutorial currently, and if you want to learn more, you can click these URLs to getting started or the documentation from the React.js.org. So we have the tsconfig file that defines all of the compiler options. As you see here, also it includes the source folder we have. This is the source folder. So mostly all of the code we will write will be inside to the source folder. And there is a yarn.log file. This is the log files of the packages, and this is the auto-generated file with the yarn for the packages we have installed. So we have the node modules. We say the packages is installed that folder. You can see all of the packages there. And there is two more folders we haven't looked at. One of them is public. So these are the public files we use at the first time. Also for the static files, etc. We will come into that in a more, including in the next chapters. But for now, the most important thing is the index.html. So in this index.html, as you see, we have using the public URL and the logo. Also, we have the public URL that manifest.json, which is here. The logo 192 is here. And also we have the fav icon. As you might see, it's there. It has the page, has the title of the React app. And also it is explained there the notice of the usage of the public URL in the tags above. It will replace with the URL of the public folder during the build. Only files inside the public folder can be referenced from HTML. So it is very self-explanatory. Also, as you might see, there is a one div which ID has a root. This is very important. We will cover that in a minute. And the last folder we will have a look into is the source folder. As you see here, we have app.css. As you see, we have the CSS file here, defines the stylings for our application. So we have the app.test.tsx. This is the one of the tests which is initially created by Create React App, and it just renders the application. And look at the element which has a text learn React. We will find out where is that element, and it just checks this element needs to be inside the document, and that's it. So we have index.tsx. This index.tsx is the crucial part of our application. As you see at the beginning, it just gets the document get element by ID into the root, which I showed you in index.html here. So let's go to the index.tsx one more time. So it just gets the root, and it creates the root here with the React DOM, and after that it renders our application inside that element. So this is our crucial part for rendering the application. So in the index.tsx, as you might see, we have index.css, app file, report web vitals file. So this report web vitals is used for measurement performance in our application. So you can read more regarding to this here, and if you can log your results to somewhere if you specify the path here into the console log, or you can send the analytics to an endpoint. So let's look at, this is the first component we have in our application. It is the app component. So if you click with command and click that, it will redirect you to the app component. So here you see our app component returns a div here from beginning to there, and it has the app header. Also there are some logo image with the class names, and we have a link. As you might remember, I told you at the beginning in the app.test.tsx, it just checks the link with Learn React. Let's go that, and we will see the link element getting the text by, so it gets the text by text, which is searching for Learn React. So we have it here. Learn React text is inside that element. And here we have our logo.svg. This is also, as you see, it's used here. And we have React app environment Typescript values here. Also we have the report web vitals function, which is exported here, as you might see. And we have the setup tests. It adds the custom jest matchers for asserting the DOM nodes. For example, you can use it like expect element to have the text content as a React, as you see here. So basically these are all of the files we can have a look right now. We forget the git ignore. I forgot to mention that. So the git ignore, whenever you push your code to GitHub, it will ignore the files you have specified here. If you want to read more regarding to that, you can just check this link out. So now we can go to the package.json and we can have a look at the scripts here one more time. As I said, there is a start. This start will run our application. There is a build, test, and eject function scripts. We will not use the eject, but I can show you the start, build, and the test right now. So let's open a new terminal here. So I will just write yarn test. It is just a basic test. You don't need to even do that. I'm just showing you how the scripts are working. So it just rendered our application and find that, and that's it. When you press the Q, it will take out from you to test. So if you write yarn build, so we will see now it has created, as you see, we didn't have the build folder before, but now it is creating all of the build folder, and now the more things has came here. As you see, we have the static CSS, JavaScript, these are the chunks files as well, also the media. But we don't need it right now. I'm just showing you what all of the possible scenarios we might have. Also, the last thing, let's start our application with yarn start. All right. Okay. Now our application is coming. All right, very nice. our React application is running here. So as you might see, I told you at the beginning, there is a root root element as a div, and we are just rendering all of our application here inside to that root. If you accidentally change that index HTML to something, not a root, there is nothing, because there is no such a div with the ID we can use to render our application. Now we have all the styles working, all of our application is working very nicely. Congratulations if you came through that far. And here, let's go to check that our index.tsx. I will just close that app. Right, I'm just testing it right now. It's just for the testing purpose. As you see, our application is gone and we don't see anything here because our component is missing out. But when we put the app, it's there. And as it says, edit source app.tsx and save to reload. So let's check what will happen when we change this file. So let's add a here h2 success installing React application with create React app, and let's say h1 congrats. All right. So as you see, our header elements came along directly here. Very nice. So let's check the stylings with the app.css here. So as you see, this returning of the logo, turning the logo made by this CSS chunk here with the keyframes. So this is the animation of that app logo. It says app logo spin. As you see, the keyframes here, infinite in 20 seconds. So let's make it 2. As you see, it's much more faster. It just finished the spin for 0 degree to 360 in 2 seconds. Let's even make it 1 second. As you see, it's much more faster. All right. So let's make it as it is before, and we can change all of the stylings like this. Let's change the background color to, I don't know, yellow maybe. Yellow-green. All right. Yeah, you can directly change it there. It takes so much eye right now, I know. I'm just trying to show you all the things we can do it in the application. We can just change the RGB color, etc. So let's leave it like that right now, and let's change the colors to something else. Let's make them reddish. All right. So basically that's it. We installed our application into the React. So in the next tutorials, what we will do, we will cover how we can use this component and separate these components and create another components. Also, we will use some routings. All of them will be explained in the future tutorials. But that's it so far. We came through very good start, and our application is running here in our browser. So thank you for watching me this far. And if you have any questions, any comments, please let me know. And I will try to explain it in the further lessons as well. And please do not forget to subscribe the channel for the further videos. And I wish you happy coding and a nice day. See you. Goodbye.